Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to International News. At the beginning of the news, there is a news headline. Pressure to establish relations with Israel. Donald Trump is angry because the Saudi crown prince did not say so. Pakistan has denied attacking Afghanistan. The Chinese ambassador said that a permanent ceasefire in Gaza is now the most important thing. Donald Trump has left Israel and is enjoying Saudi Arabia. Leader Nihao has cancelled his visit to India for the third time due to security issues. I was listening to the news headlines. Now I will tell you the details. Pressure to establish relations with Israel. Donald Trump is angry because the Saudi crown prince did not say so. U.S. President Donald Trump has put pressure on Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to normalize diplomatic relations with Israel in a recent meeting at the White House. But due to the 2-year-long Israeli aggression in Gaza, there has been a strong anti-Israel sentiment in Saudi Arabia. Stating this, the Crown Prince said that it is not possible to establish relations right now. Israeli news outlet Channel 12 reported that heated exchanges took place between the two sides over the issue and that Trump was angry and disappointed with the Crown Prince's position. Although the Crown Prince did not completely rule out the possibility of normalizing relations and left the door open for the future. U.S. officials said that progress would be difficult if a two-state solution was not implemented. The Saudi embassy did not comment on the matter. However, the White House said that Trump had called on all countries in the Middle East to join the Abraham Accords. Pakistan denied launching an attack on Afghanistan. Pakistan's ISPR Director General Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry said that Pakistan had not launched any attack on Afghanistan and that if the country launched a military operation, it would be officially announced. He said that Pakistan's policy is against terrorism, not against the Afghan people. He called on the Afghan administration to take verifiable steps against the terrorist base, citing terrorist support from across the border as a major problem. He asked reporters not to speculate about the court-martial of former ISI chief Faiz Hamid, saying that it was a legal process and a decision would be made. He also alleged that some social media accounts operated from abroad are spreading anti-state propaganda. He said that Pakistan does not accept the distinction between good and bad Taliban and treats all terrorists equally. Since November 4, 206 terrorists have been killed and all suicide bombers were Afghan nationals, he claimed. The ISPR chief provided information about conducting a total of 4,910 operations in Khyber, Pakhtunkhwa and Baluchistan. Permanent ceasefire in Gaza is now the most urgent. Chinese envoy to the UN, permanent ceasefire in Gaza is now the most urgent. China's permanent representative to the UN Fu Song made this comment in the Security Council. He said that despite the first phase of the ceasefire agreement, permanent peace is still far away. Despite the ceasefire, violence has not stopped. On the contrary, Israel has violated the ceasefire agreement more than 400 times. More than 300 civilians have been killed in this. According to him, ceasefire means a complete cessation of all attacks and all parties must adhere to it sincerely. He said that the humanitarian situation in Gaza is dire. There are many obstacles to the entry of aid. Fu Song called on Israel to comply with international human rights law, open border crossings and lift restrictions on aid agencies. He also said that the opinion of the Palestinians and the principle of self-determination must be given the highest importance in any future decision on Gaza. China has always supported the struggle for the establishment of Palestinian rights and will work for a swift, just and lasting solution. Donald Trump has left Israel and is enjoying Saudi Arabia. U.S. President Donald Trump is now clearly leaning towards Saudi Arabia. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was given a very grand welcome at the White House. This is the biggest event for a foreign leader in the Trump administration. At the meeting, Trump praised the Crown Prince as a royal friend and took his side on the issue of the Khashoggi murder. The biggest change came in military policy. Trump announced that Saudi Arabia would receive Israeli equivalent technology, including F-35 fighter jets, which is a major departure from long-standing U.S. policy and has angered Israel. In addition, the ban on the sale of advanced AI chips to Saudi Arabia and the Emirates has also been lifted. The soft stance on the Palestinian state at the UN, the sanctions on Syria have been eased and Israel has prioritized Saudi Qatar over the EU in the Middle East tour. All in all, analysts say Trump is now giving more priority to Saudi support. Benjamin Netanyahu cancels India visit for the third time over security issues. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has cancelled his visit to India again due to security concerns. The decision was taken after the recent horrific terrorist attack in New Delhi. At least 15 people were killed and many more injured in the attack. It is being considered the deadliest attack to take place in New Delhi in a decade. The leader's visit to India may be postponed until next year until a security assessment is completed. This is his third visit to India this year to be cancelled. He had previously cancelled his visits to India in April and September this year for various reasons. When cancelling the September visit, he cited the busyness of the re-elections held in Israel as the reason. Earlier, the visit was cancelled in April due to election preparations. Analysts believe that leader Netanyahu is using these visits as an attempt to boost his international standing. In July this year, his Likud Party's election campaign featured pictures of leader Netanyahu with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, as part of a campaign to boost his international leadership image. Leader Netanyahu last visited India in January 2018. It is worth noting that Indian Prime Minister Modi visited Israel for the first time in 2017.